It was more than a hustle. It was a code, unwritten, understood. The strong preyed on the weak, the smart on the desperate. It was the law of the jungle, right there on the manicured lawns of Howard University. Survival had its price. It always did, especially when you were a broke, brilliant black kid trying to make it out the game. And trust, Howard was a game. High stakes, high rewards. But I was no pawn. I was a player. My name is Euftis, but they called me the Code. I knew the language of this game, and I was fluent. Howard University, the Mecca, a sea of black faces, all hungry for knowledge, power, and a piece of the American dream. Stepping onto this campus, you could feel the energy. Electric, hopeful, a little dangerous. The year was 1988. Crack was king. Reagan was wrapping up his reign, and Public Enemy was telling us to fight the power. On the yard, amidst the protests and parties, ambition hung thick in the air, like the humid DC summer heat. Everywhere you looked, black excellence was on display. Future lawyers, doctors, politicians, and me? I was just trying to code my way out the hood. My hustle started simple, tutoring, but everyone at Howard wasn't smart. Those students didn't need tutoring, they needed miracles. That's where I came in. See, I wasn't just a computer science major. I was a hacker, a data manipulator, a data diddler, as my boy Bosco called me. I could make the computers sing, make them dance, make them spit out any grade you wanted. Word got around fast. My services, high demand. The computer lab in Founder's Library became my office, dimly lit, filled with the hum of machines and the scent of stale coffee, my kingdom. My rates? Steep, but not always in cash. Cash was temporary. I dealt in currency far more valuable favors. Grades were the easiest. A B+ for your econ midterm. That's a couple of late night study sessions. With benefits, a guaranteed A in organic chemistry. Let's just say you better have a flexible definition of study buddy. But it wasn't always about the flesh. Sometimes it was information. Secrets whispered in dorm rooms, dirt on arrival, the answers to next week's pop quiz. Knowledge was power, and power was everything. Word spread. Soon everyone was coming to me. Desperate freshmen, stressed out pre-med students, even a few professors looking to get ahead. I became a gatekeeper, a power broker, the man with the golden keyboard. But I never forgot where I came from. The streets of Benton Harbor, Michigan, where survival was a daily hustle, where nothing was given, everything was earned. At Howard, the game was played with books and brains instead of bullets and brawn. But the rules were the same. No free rides, you paid to play. Section 6. Power plays. Power. It was intoxicating, seeing the desperation in their eyes, the way they looked at me with a mix of fear and desire. The girls, they were the easiest. A flash of skin, a whispered promise, and they'd have me rewriting their entire academic history. But the power, the control, that was the real turn on. The guys, they were trickier, more pride to swallow. But everyone had a price, and dudes had to pay double and only in cash. Section 7. Survival instincts. It wasn't always pretty. There were nights I felt like a pimp, a predator. But then I'd look around at the entitled kids, legacies, with trust funds and connections I could only dream of, and the guilt would fade. This was my hustle, my way out. They were playing a game too, the game of privilege. I was just leveling the playing field. Everyone had their role, their hustle, their way of surviving Howard. This was mine. Section 8. The price of ambition. But every hustle has its price. The late nights took their toll. The lines blurred. Friends became clients. Clients became conquests. I was losing myself in the game. My moral compass spinning like a broken hard drive. Was I helping these people or exploiting them? Was I a genius or a grifter? The answer was probably somewhere in between. The lines weren't always clear. Section 9. Unwritten Rules. By senior year, I was a legend, a phantom, the guy who could make or break you at Howard. But legends fade, and I knew my time was coming to an end. I left Howard with a degree, a head full of code, and a heart full of contradictions. I learned that the real world wasn't so different from the hallowed halls of the Mecca. The game was still the same, just the players changed, and the code, it followed me, the unwritten rules of ambition, desire, and survival. The ones they don't teach you in textbooks, the ones you have to learn for yourself.